What? I said, oh, you. Yeah, can't steal it. Woo, wheel and deal it. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning. But brother, I am bad and they know I'm bad.
I'm the man of the hour, the man with the power. You sleep to be sour.
It's showtime, folks.
Welcome to the Grill Out. From the heart of Shillian, West Virginia, here's your host, Hollywood Jeff Petty.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Grill Out episode 51. I'm your host, Hollywood Jeff Petty, and I'm joined by one of my co-hosts.
The one that matters.
Still
yes. The champ.
Well, okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that here momentarily. Josh Cole, baby.
So I'll tell you something that happened on this day in wrestling history. I know we're not there yet, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Because you were telling me this off the air, and I full disclosure, I completely forgot. And
September 1, 2018, Hoffman Estates, Illinois, the Sears Center Arena, which is now the Now Arena, the original All In, one of the most significant events in wrestling history, at least modern history.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it sparked what is known now as AEW.
Yeah, it was the first professional wrestling show in the United States to sell 10,000 tickets since 1993. That was not WWE or WCW.
And it all started off of a tweet.
Yeah.
From Dave Meltzer saying they couldn't sell out, what was it? Was it a 5,000?
10,000.
10,000 person
and they
arena.
ended up doing like 11,000 something.
Yeah, okay. I remember the tweet. It was Cody that responded to it, and he's like, give me so much. Yeah, just Cody at the time. But he was responding to Dave Meltzer, who originally made the tweet, and
yeah,
said,
like some fan asked Dave that, and Dave's like, no.
I mean, and honestly, I think at that point it wasn't too far out of the realm of possibility. I don't think people saw that because we were so used to, and this is not a knock against WWE, but people were so used to WWE sort of being the only game in town or the only game that can do those kind of numbers.
Yeah.
But looking back at it, hindsight is 2020. Looking back at it, between the Elite, between Ring of Honor, between New Japan, et cetera, all the signs were there.
Yeah.
Just not everybody saw them, and just so happens Cody and company saw the writing on the wall and were like, "Hey, we can at least try."
Yeah.
So,
and speaking of All In.
Yes, speaking of All In, we will go ahead and jump right into. We're going to talk a little bit about All In, and then we will talk about Bash in Berlin right after this. But All In was last Sunday. Yep. It was a week from today. I did sit down and watch it. I enjoyed it.
I did not get to watch it.
It had a couple of duds.
I've heard.
Yeah, it did. Surprisingly, the Jericho match wasn't that bad. My brother and I were screaming at the TV for Taz to get up and help his son, and then finally Taz got up and done something.
Yeah.
But I thought the Jericho match was not going. I wasn't looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I just wasn't.
Yeah.
But it was a good match. I'll give it that. Maybe Jericho disappears for a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. I think he should take a little bit of time off.
Yeah. Not just. He needs the cool down a little bit. Like I've said before on the program, like it's not that I don't like the learning tree gimmick. Mm-hmm. I think it's an interesting gimmick. I think it's
he somehow made it work.
Yes, as Jericho does. Yeah. Jericho makes a lot of. I mean, he got a list over.
Yeah,
with people. Like, come on, he got scarves over before MJF. Okay,
I love the promo he had against MJF with scarves. You remember that?
Oh, vaguely.
Basically, he's like, who goes around wearing a scarf? It's like, okay, Jericho.
Chris, come on, man. But yeah, there was only a couple of dud matches. That wasn't one of them. I thought Monet and Baker was a bit of a dud. Come to find out, there was a lot of miscommunication within that match. You can kind of see it. One match that I thought was okay, but we had already seen a little bit of it before. There was nothing that I could really take away from it, and that's the triple threat tag match. I didn't really like the ending. For some reason, I just was not into that match. Even though I do like the Young Bucks, I like FTR, and I like the Acclaimed. I don't know, there was just something there that I just did not like too much.
Going into it, the Acclaimed felt like the oddballs in this too.
Very much, yeah.
And I almost feel like FTR didn't need to be there because we've already seen it 3 times before.
Yeah, like I don't need to see FTR versus the Young Bucks against each other for a while.
Yeah. We literally just saw it last year at All In.
Exactly. Like, and there's to me, and this is no disrespect to anybody, that there hasn't been anything compelling to have me go in that direction, to have me excited for that type of match. Yeah. But my other gripe would be Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
I thought her return she should have returned on the main card and not the pre-show.
Yeah.
Should have waited until everybody got into the arena. Yeah. And then I understand, like, I've seen arguments about, well, you couldn't really do the Baker Monet thing because then, that sort of puts her in that talks when you don't really want her there. You don't really want to put her back near the world title because Mariah May just got it. I understand all of that.
I mean, then again, you could have done it there, but like after May left and Storm was like maybe still in the ring or something.
Maybe something like that. I think you could have taken what I'm drawing a blank right now. Help me.
I don't know where you're going.
Who was it he was going against? She was going against Saraya. Yeah. Okay. First, I wanted to say Paige. I did not. Yeah, I wanted to say Paige. They could have done that later on. They could have done that in the main show. Yeah. I mean, I felt like the pop would have been a lot better, but that was really my only few complaints about it. Other than that, the atmosphere was great. A lot of predictable matches.
Yeah, I will say, although I didn't get to see the show, I saw another debut, Ricochet.
Yes.
And the Casino Gauntlet match. I feel like maybe his entrance could have been maybe the last in that, just to make it bigger. But other than that,
yeah, Nigel McGuinness coming back.
Yeah.
That was a lot of the UK fans enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That made them tear up a little bit because Nigel McGuinness is back.
Yeah. 13 years since he retired?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, there was a lot of predictable matches. I don't know how I feel about the Casino Gauntlet match with Christian Cage winning. That may be another one that I'm a little indifferent on.
Almost literally a repeat of what happened, I think, was it Double or Nothing?
Yeah, something like that.
Like other than that one, that one Luchasaurus at the time won and then gave the contract to Christian.
Yeah, or maybe they had Killswitch come out as Luchasaurus to sort of gauge how the fans would react to it when it inevitably does happen.
Yeah.
So happen. Mariah May and Toni Storm, amazing. I thought that match. A lot of people were calling it cinema greatness.
Yeah. I will say I wish that Storm could have held the title longer to become the longest reigning women's world champion, but I'm 100% okay with this result.
Exactly. Danielson and Swerve Strickland, to me, is very much a possible match of the year contender.
And Brie Bella made her AEW debut.
Technically, yes. So yeah, like I thought that match. I mean, that match was. I've already said on the program how highly I think of Swerve Strickland. Putting him in a match with Bryan Danielson was a no-brainer. Now Danielson's going to go on sort of a Ric Flair circa 2008-esque run. Yeah. I would say up until Wrestle Dream, and then he's going to drop the belt to whoever.
100% his final full-time, because after that, I'm assuming he's just going to go part-time.
Yeah, and it might be sporadic when he comes in and out.
Basically, he said, like, whenever he loses the title, whenever that is, he's no longer full-time.
Yeah, so, which rightfully so. The man has earned a retirement. And I'll say that this is the last thing before I go ahead and give you the points, because
I was sabotaged.
Kind of were. What I saw with All In was the AEW that I enjoy watching. I felt like there's some people that did not like how Jack Perry, made a reference to it with the glass and all this. I think that little tongue-in-cheek stuff, to me, I don't know how you feel about it, but to me it feels okay. It's not as in your face, because even over on WWE, CM Punk just made a reference to it loosely about his dog. Yeah. So that little tongue-in-cheek stuff like that is okay. But we've already beat that horse enough.
We did get 3 big announcements out of All In, though.
We did. We actually did. I know that they will be going to Australia.
Yep. So I don't mind them going to Australia. I just wish they didn't use the Grand Slam name, because Grand Slam has traditionally been the Arthur Ashe Stadium in late September, but whatever.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe they can't get Arthur Ashe next year.
That is possible.
Yeah. I think that's a strong possibility.
The other issue I have is, like, okay, Forbidden Door, I'm fine with it being in London, but I feel like, why did it have to be on the date that All In is typically on?
Yeah, I don't like... True. And I really wish they would fix this issue because we're going to see in the next segment.
Yeah.
We got another set of predictions because All Out is this upcoming Saturday. Yeah. I really, really, really wish they would fix that.
Yeah, they could have had it like maybe it could have still been in August, but a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Or just kept it in June.
Exactly. I don't know why they switched them. And then I guess All In will come back in 2026.
Yeah, they just don't have a venue confirmed.
Yeah. So and some people are speculating this is them sort of transitioning out of Wembley Stadium,
possibly,
and going to a smaller venue because they didn't sell out Wembley this time. They came close.
Still a great number.
Absolutely, over 50,000 fans in there. And I'll say this: you couldn't tell that it wasn't a sold out crowd.
Yeah,
but I thought that this was a great card. Now, a great show. I won this set of predictions with 5 points. Jason got 3. You got 0.
Jason tried to sabotage me to get his belt back.
He did, and it didn't.
But that's okay because I came back with an absolute clean sweep on Bash in Berlin.
I didn't know. No, you didn't get one.
You sure?
We all. I'll get to that. And since you did just say Bash in Berlin, we'll go ahead and jump over to that. That was yesterday.
Yeah.
For Saturday, they were in Berlin, Germany. And I'll say this. This goes for both shows. European crowds are awesome.
Yeah. They
are so lively. They are so into it. So much energy with them. I thought the crowd for Bash in Berlin was great.
Yeah.
The opening bout between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes was a barn burner.
Yeah.
I thought that the story that those two put together with Owens not wanting to go, where he's had to go before to win championships. He wanted to do it the right way, and that kind of conflicted him. And then eventually he does sort of cave to his desires, and it cost him in the end and all of that. And to me, it's a travesty that Kevin Owens has not won more world titles or not won more singles titles because I think they said on commentary, it's been 7 years since he had a singles title.
I think so.
I think the last one he had was the U.S. title, right? Am I right on that?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that's why I'm asking you. You're the belt expert.
It's been a while.
That's true. That was a great. That was a.
I mean, his last championship was technically a tag title, but yeah, singles wise, I think it was U.S. title.
Yeah, I think it was the U.S. title was the last time. And that was, I think, when Jericho was still there. Showing you, just to give you a good indication of how long ago that was.
Yeah.
I think that was before AEW and all of that. That was WrestleMania 33, I think.
Yeah, Festival of Friendship.
Yeah.
They showed that on WWE recently.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Because the whole story of Kevin Owens turning on his friends.
Oh, I'll say this. I remember when the Festival of Friendship happened.
Yeah.
Because the next day, okay, this is just, you have 2 West Virginia State alumni sitting here on this show. I was over at Davis, West Virginia State students and staff and all of them will understand where I'm talking about. I was over in Davis, and there was somebody over there that did not watch wrestling, and it was me and like 2 or 3 other people. I don't think you were there, but it was a couple other people. And we were sitting there talking about the Festival of Friendship, and they were like, the person that doesn't watch wrestling, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? We're like, he turned on his best friend last night.
Yeah.
And put his and it was really sad, and it just, I feel bad, like, and they just could not. They're like, it's pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And we're like, yes, it is. It's pro wrestling. It's awesome. Okay, there's twists and turns. There's a little bit of everything in there for you.
Yeah.
But yes, the Cody and Kevin Owens match, to me, barn burner, hands down. I mean, it was a great opening match.
Yeah.
Then you have the women's tag match. From my point of view, I saw a lot of improvement from Jade Cargill. Like, from where she was, and as I'm not, I know some people get tribalistic. I'm not saying that, that she was bad in AEW or anything.
Yeah.
But going by where she started in AEW to where she is now in the ring, I see a lot of improvement with her. I think I'll say this: if there wasn't improvement with her, I don't think they would put the belts on her.
Yeah.
So
twice.
Exactly. Yeah, twice now. And I think this. I don't know, but this might inevitably make it to where, Jade turns on Bianca, or other way around. So I don't know, but I did see some improve. I saw a lot of improvement with Jade Cargill.
I just realized which one I got wrong. It was that one.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That was the one.
I think we all got that one wrong, though.
We did.
Yeah, but I got the bonus.
You did. You nailed the bonus.
Yeah.
You nailed the bonus. That was on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
With our predictions, we went ahead and did a bonus on because we thought it was going to be on the Bash.
Yeah,
in
there
Berlin.
were kind of conflicting reports on that, and we thought it was going to be on the Bash, but it was
Yeah.
still in Berlin.
Yeah, it was still in Berlin. It was in. It was on SmackDown. LA Knight defended his U.S. title against Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah.
Josh nailed that on the head.
That's right.
The strap match to me was fun. I do like classic matches like that.
Mm-hmm.
I did think it was well put together, but the corner stipulation could have kind of went without that.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it fit with what they did, but yeah, it's kind of
like,
weird. But
because like here's my thing, and I think you said this before. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a blood feud, sort of, that we got going on between these two.
essentially, yeah.
Like there's a lot of hatred between the two, and their match is touching corners.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Well, I guess it's the point. You have to beat your opponent so bad that you're able to touch all four corners without interruption.
Okay, I mean that makes a little more sense, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I just thought it was a bit
Yeah.
hokey. But that's just me.
I almost thought they were going to do what we considered the whole Eddie JBL thing.
Oh yeah.
It almost looked like when they both were touching the corners when they went around.
That's true. When CM Punk, like Drew McIntyre would hit a corner, CM Punk would come in behind, hit the
He was
corner.
carrying him on his shoulders.
Exactly. But I thought it was a good match. The mixed tag match, short, sweet, and to the point.
Yep.
Not a whole lot to go off of there.
That's the one I got right. Y'all got wrong.
That's true. That's that. I'll say that, and the bonus is what won.
Yeah.
Josh won predictions on this one. I have essentially become a house show transitional champion.
Yeah.
That's what I just did.
Wait, does that make you the shortest rating now?
Yes, it does. That's literally a week. I won it on Sunday. I lost it on Saturday. I had it for 7 whole days. Put that in the record books about the Grill Out Predictions Championship. The main event came around. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I will say this. I thought this was probably, in my opinion, this was probably the most relaxed I've seen Randy Orton in a title match. In any type of match, really. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's just the older he gets, the more he's calmed down. He just seemed like, to me, he seemed like he was just having fun out there.
Yeah.
And Gunther is Gunther. Gunther is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew. That's what I mean. Both shows had very, very predictable outcomes.
It was also great that Ludwig Kaiser came out for that to do his introduction.
Yes, and kind of out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see him. Did he come out with?
No. Like
I was gonna say I didn't
he
see
wasn't
him
out there. He just Samantha was in the ring doing the introduction. She was about to do Gunther's, and then you saw a finger pop or a hand pop over, and there. Oh, it's Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah, and he does his announcement. I thought again, Randy Orton, future Hall of Famer. Knew this match was going to deliver. Gunther is a wrestler's wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean, he is probably one of my favorite in the wrestling business and has been for a little bit since I discovered him. I didn't discover him, but since I stumbled upon him with NXT UK and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Although Orton lost, I do feel like if there's anyone who's going to break that 16, it could be Orton.
It could be, or at least because does he have 14 now?
He has 14 right now.
Yeah, 14, and if he won this, he was going to go to 15. Mm-hmm. And at that point, him and Triple H are going to be tied because
he's tied right now.
Oh, he's tied. Okay,
yeah.
that would break the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
And then only 2 ahead of him is Flair and Cena, right?
Yep.
So I don't know if I would have Orton break it. Maybe tie it.
Yeah.
Or give him one more title shot. That way he's just one step closer to it.
Yeah.
But I thought both world title matches were, to me, the best part of the shows, and that was the opener and the main event. The middle was, I mean, it had its moments. There's nothing bad. I don't have any gripes with this one at all. There's
Great theme song, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. Baby Metal.
And Electric Cowboy.
Yes.
Now, I've actually seen Baby Metal live.
Have you really?
Yeah.
When did you see Baby Metal live?
Back in 2018, Rock on the Range, which is now Sonic Temple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think, what was it called? What was the theme song called?
Rat-a-ta-ta.
Rat-a-ta-ta? Okay. Well, There you go. And I know there's some people that are like probably going to lose their minds because it's baby metal.
Yeah. I mean, they're metal.
Yeah. Who cares? Metal is metal.
Yeah.
Rock is rock. But yeah, great shows by both promotions in Europe. European shows again are fantastic, and I'm not knocking U.S. shows. We're spoiled over here.
I don't think anything has topped Backlash France though.
That's true. That's very true. That one and that like it just I do. I think that European shows are just great. Yeah. With the crowds and everything. Just to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and start to wind down this segment, get ready to do predictions. Josh is our current Grill Out Predictions champion. Right. You lost it and then you got it back.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. Yep. Okay. I was a house show transitional
You
champion.
almost have it, but no.
No, I don't. Just to go ahead and, not so much to end on a sad note, but this past week, Sid Udy, Psycho Sid, Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, whatever you want to call him, he unfortunately passed away at the age of 63. His son Gunner posted on Facebook that his father had been battling cancer, and he kept that close to the chest. I've seen, when this happens, you see all kinds of people come out and they talk about Sid, and they talk about whoever it was that passed. Been a lot of great stories come out about Sid. There was one where it was him, and it was him talking about wanting to go into the Hall of Fame before he passed away. Unfortunately, he's not in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if they'll do it. I think they should now.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe they were working up to it.
Very possible.
But, Psycho Sid unfortunately passed away this past Monday at the age of 63. Villano 5 out of Mexico. He passed this past Friday at the age of 62. American audience will best remember Villano 5 for his several-year run in WCW after he and his brother, Villano 4, joined the promotion in 1997. He also just recently had a match, I believe it was in CMLL. So, it was kind of sudden with this one.
I don't remember him.
That
would have been roughly when I was watching WCW. I do remember Sid as Psycho or Sid Vicious in WCW. That's all I really know Sid from.
Yeah. I think Villano, what it was, he was, from what I read, because I don't remember, but then again, I didn't watch WCW around that time. He was on the undercard a lot. On the undercard on WCW Thunder, which I don't know. Thunder was a thing at this time, wasn't it? Okay, so, he was on that, and he was on some of the smaller shows with WCW. I don't think, he was ever really in a main event. And I'm not saying this to disparage him. This is just, what I have read up on with him with this passing. But us here at the Grill Out would like to send our condolences and everything out to the families of both wrestlers who have passed away this past week. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a break there. When we come back, we will have AEW All Out predictions for this upcoming Saturday show with AEW.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
It's time for more of the Grill Out. Here's Hollywood Jeff Petty.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Grill Out. I'm your host, Hollywood Jeff Petty, and I'm joined by the current Grill Out predictions champion, heavyweight champion, Josh Cole, baby.
The GOP World Champion.
Pretty much. This upcoming week it's our 1 year. It's our 1 year anniversary for this show.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. Like it
well,
does
in this format, we should say.
Yes. We'll get to that. We're not going to make any solid announcements right now. We have a couple things that we're going to do. We are going to have a little bit of changes to the show, so we're going to announce that next week, and then we have something else that we are working on that will also be announced next week. We're not going to do an entire. We will talk some things about the 1 year and all that, but I don't think we're going to do an entire episode. And I say that I will say that we're not going to do an entire episode about that is simply because just don't have the time and the energy to put into it. And I'm saying this because Josh, Jason, and myself, this is not our day job.
Yeah.
This is a passion project more or less for us. This is
If you want to support us,
yes. Hey, listen. If you want to support us, you keep putting listening to the podcast. Right into the station. Tell them how much you love the Grill Out and you want to get more.
Share and spread.
Yes, get on the Facebook page. We've had a lot of interactions on there.
Yeah.
We really have. And I'll say this: if you're a promoter out there and you want to have an interview or you want to try to work something out to where we can get some type of interview, absolutely, we can work something out. You can contact us at the Facebook page. It's The Grill Out, just that. And then you can email us, thegrillout95@gmail.com. But just keep an eye out. Next episode, we will have some announcements regarding, and it's nothing bad. We're going to make some changes to the show, and we got something else that we are working on. So just keep that in mind. Furthermore,
we were talking about All In. We got the successor to All In,
pretty much
at the time.
So AEW All Out is this upcoming Saturday,
returning to the Now Arena, and the first time on Saturday since like 2019 or 2020.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. And so it is this upcoming Saturday, and of course we've got to do predictions.
It does kind of suck they had to bump it off its traditional Labor Day weekend, but it makes sense because All In was just last week.
That's true. And I don't. I said it last segment. I wish they would space it out a little better. But anyway. Anywho, we have 6 matches that we've got to do our predictions on.
There will probably be more, but that's all we got right now.
Probably due to the time of this recording, because our next episode will not come out until after All Out. Mm-hmm. So, due to the timing of this recording, this is the matches that we are working with. Jason is, like I said, he's not here. We don't know where he's at. He's off doing something. Doing whatever.
He's sad that he lost.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is sad that he lost.
That's what you get for sabotaging me.
Anywho, so we're gonna go ahead. We'll give Jason's, but we'll go ahead and do our predictions here. Josh has championship advantage.
That's right.
So he gets to pick last. The very first match that we have up here is a singles match for the AEW TBS Championship. Mercedes Moné, your champion, defending her title against Hikaru Shida. This was actually announced last night on Collision.
Yeah, Shida won a 4-way match to become the #1 contender.
Yes. And unfortunately, I'm going to go Moné.
Yeah.
I don't see it being Shida.
Yeah, Shida will get her time again, but I don't see it happening yet.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Shida is one of those. Hikaru Shida is one of those wrestlers that I think is great. I think she's phenomenal at what she does. But I don't know. They're not going to have this. I don't think they're going to take the belt off of Moné yet.
Yeah,
it's inevitable that it will happen, but I don't think it's going to happen yet. Jason also goes with Moné. Josh,
I am also going with Moné. I am curious, though, who will be the first woman in AEW to win both the World Championship and the TBS Championship. Maybe it will be Shida at some point. Maybe it'll be Statlander or something. I don't know. But right now, I think Moné is going to build up this title more and then eventually lose it to someone big later on.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's smart to
possibly Camille. I don't know.
Possibly. I mean, that's We'll see when we get to that one. I don't think it's a bad idea to keep the belt on her for a little bit and have her have this match with Hikaru Shida, who has proven that she is a great champion within AEW. So.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned, but Camille is now in AEW, and she's with Moné now.
Yes.
Camille is a former NWA Women's World Champion.
Yeah, she was actually aligned with Nick Aldis in NWA, wasn't she? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I didn't watch a whole lot of NWA. I just saw bits and pieces here and there. All right, next match, singles match for the AEW International Championship.
Back to international.
Yes, it is not the American Championship anymore. Yeah. Sorry, MJF. Will Ospreay, your champion, will be taking on Pac. Jason chooses Pac for this match. I'm going Ospreay.
I'm going Ospreay as well. He just won the title back, and as great as it would be to see Pac become champion again, he's currently Trios champion as well. And he could be Trios and International again because that happened before. But
it did.
But yeah, I don't see Ospreay losing it this soon.
No. Especially 2 weeks, he's not going to have a Jeff Petty run.
Yeah,
he's not going to have a Jeff Petty run with the title.
Yeah, I will say, this title was established to be, although it was originally called the All Atlantic title, it was established to be an international title, defended anywhere that would allow it. It got defended a couple times like that with Pac, a couple times like that with Orange Cassidy, but it's mostly been in AEW.
Yes, it's
MJF,
true.
despite calling it the American title, actually started to defend it outside of AEW in that 1 month reign.
Yeah, and they should do that more often.
So I'm hoping, going forward after this, Ospreay will actually go to some other promotions and actually bring in that actual concept of the title.
And I'll say this: I'm happy that they changed the name from the All Atlantic title to the International.
It should have been international from the start, but
yeah, All Atlantic is also like a mouthful to say.
Yeah, it's a cool name. I actually like the name, but you have it centering on one region, but it's not for that region.
Exactly. Next match, we have a Chicago street fight. Willow Nightingale will be taking on Chris Statlander with Stokely Hathaway in her corner.
This was supposed to be for the CMLL Women's World Championship held by Nightingale, but I guess CML did not want to sanction this. So
therefore there will be no title on the line for this. It's sort of continuing their feud that they have going on.
Granted, between now and then they could change it, but as of right now, it's not a title match.
As of time of recording, it is not a title match. If they haven't sanctioned it by now, I don't really see them sanctioning it. So, Jason will go Chris Statlander on this. With the title not on the line, it does throw a wrench in this because I felt like if the title was on the line, Nightingale would have been the safer pick.
Yeah.
But now that it's not, correct me if I'm wrong. They've had a match before, haven't they? Nightingale and Statlander. Am I correct on that?
I want to say they did. I know they had the mixed tag match at All In, which Nightingale's team won.
Yeah,
her and Tomohiro Ishii. I can't remember if they've actually had like a singles match before.
Maybe they haven't. And it's a street fight. It's a Chicago street fight, so that means there's no DQ, which very much means that Stokely Hathaway could get involved. I think I'm going to have to agree with Jason on this one.
Yeah.
And just go with Statlander. I mean, nothing against Nightingale. But then again, wouldn't it... Having Statlander win would make Nightingale look weak as a champion.
But if you do have Hathaway getting involved...
True.
Yeah.
True. That's Don't you just love when you're listening to this show and we're literally just working through this on our... and some people, if you think that we do multiple takes of this show, we do not.
There may have been a couple times we have, just for whatever reason, but usually no.
Yeah, there has been a couple times where we've talked on the show, and
Jason.
Really, it's been all three of us have been offenders of that. There's been a couple times I've listened in post, and I'm like, I need to take certain things out. It happens. That's what happens when you got something that's pre-recorded, but. 99% of this, 99.9% of this is in one take. So, I'm going to go Statlander on this one. I guess I'm just going to stick with that. Jason also is going to go Statlander. Josh?
You know what? I'm going to be different. I'm going to go Nightingale.
You're going to try to keep that title. Oh, okay. You're going to go Nightingale on this one.
I feel like she's going to overcome the odds, but Statlander is a strong choice.
Yeah, I think that, I absolutely agree with that Statlander is a strong choice on that one. And that's why I was torn a little bit. But you want Statlander. Here's the thing. Because you said Nightingale won with Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah.
Right? So it kind of would make sense that Statlander would win this one, at least in my opinion. Because you want... if you're wanting to have this feud between the two of them, this dissension between friends and all this, you've got to build up Statlander a little bit more. Yes, she's a former champion and stuff. She has that under her belt. But, you got to build her up a little bit.
And this could set her up to be number one contender for the CML title later.
Exactly. I'm going to stick with my pick on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Next match, steel cage match between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page.
Technically a rubber match.
Yeah. They're 1-for-1 on each other, right?
No, 2-0.
2-0. Who?
Strickland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. This. I don't do well with remembering certain details.
They faced off at Wrestle Dream last year, and Strickland won that. Then it became all personal, and Swerve invaded his home and whatnot.
And he was the face for some reason.
Yeah. And they had the Texas Death Match at Full Gear that Strickland also won. They sort of had a semi-rematch for the world title at what was it, Revolution? Because Samoa Joe was defending. It was a triple threat match.
Oh yeah.
Joe retained in that, but he tapped out Page. So that was the last time. Well, actually, no, I take that back. The last time they were in the ring together was the Blood and Guts.
And I'll say this, going back to All In, I did like the little part in there where Page came out, didn't get involved.
Yeah.
It sort of foreshadowed what Swerve's getting ready to start, where his character and everything's getting ready to go.
Yeah.
I did like that he made an appearance to kind of show that, did not get involved at all. That's another thing. That was, to me, not to go back to it, but the Swerve Strickland, Bryan Danielson match and the Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania, those two matches, to me, are match of the year contenders. That's my opinion on that. Steel cage match, Swerve Strickland, Hangman, Adam Page. Jason is going Page. I've chose Strickland a lot. Mm-hmm. I sing his praises a lot because I think that he is, to me, he's definitely top 10 in the world. But I'm going to go Page on this one. I think you pointing out that, the Swerve has basically beat Adam Page the past 2 times.
Mm-hmm. Singles matches wise, yeah.
Yeah, singles match wise. Hangman has sort of went through this, character development where he's like slowly descending more into like just chaos and madness and all of this. I saw someone, just because I'm a NASCAR fan, I saw someone point out that he's sort of in his Dale Earnhardt Intimidator phase. Mm. So, that's one way to look at it. Because of that, I think Hangman he needs this win a little more than Swerve does.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm going with Page as well.
Okay.
Like, if Page won the last encounter, I would go with Strickland. But the fact that Strickland is 2 over him, and I feel like Page needs this a lot more. Granted, Strickland did just lose his world title, but
but that's the thing. Strickland has to cool off.
Yeah.
He has to have that cool off period. You got to bring him back down a little bit. And I'm not, I'm not saying like, you got to pull him all the way down to the bottom of the card, but you got to take him away from the main event scene a little bit. Yeah. Got to give him some adversity, throw some adversity his way. That way he can, that way he's not winning every little thing that's coming his way.
Yeah.
And who knows where this goes after that. I will say there was I think it was on Dynamite this past week. Or Collision. It was one of them where Swerve's coming out, and I think they're talking to Hangman, and Nana is just angrily doing the Swerve dance. Nana just walks out because all eyes are on Swerve anyway. Yeah. Nana walks out, and he's got a cup, and he just, with all the swagger in the world, throws the cup into the crowd, and then just starts angrily doing the Swerve dance down the ramp. I think that was gold. I'll say that was gold, and then also the Saraya and who's the girl that she's with?
Harley Cameron.
Yeah. I thought their little the promo they did backstage this past week. Harley Cameron, I thought she was hilarious in it. Like I thought that was a very good segment. All right, singles match. Maxwell Jacob Friedman taking on Daniel Garcia. Jason goes MJF.
Yeah.
Who do I go with?
It's one of those ones that can go either way.
It is another one of those that can go either way. MJF, I thought he just did a good job with the American Championship.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't like the design. I loved it. I thought it was great.
I thought it was over the top. Do I think like it is the best? And I'm not even saying like, I guess like American themed titles. I don't think it's the best one, at least in my opinion. But I thought that it fit what MJF was doing.
I will say this: AEW's had a number of custom championships. I would put that one, not without thinking too much, maybe at the top.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like number one altogether?
Like custom championship belts in AEW.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I know. I'm going to trust you on that one because we don't call you the belt expert on this show for no reason.
Do a rundown. I will say a close second, maybe third, the scissoring belts that the Acclaimed had for the Trios Championship. Those were pretty unique.
Yeah, that's true.
You had MJF's Custom World Championship, which all it did was change the strap a different color.
Yeah.
You had 3 custom and kind of 4 TNT champions. You had Miro's White Strap one, Scorpio Sky's LA one, the current one Jack Perry has. The other one was kind of it didn't have much. It just added some sparkles behind the logo.
Oh yeah,
that one kind of had the John Cena spinner belt treatment, where it just became the standard for a while.
Yeah, there was that one. I did like the original in TNT title.
Are you talking about the unfinished or the finished version?
The unfinished one.
The one that should have never been on TV.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. I liked it simply because it just reminded me of the TV title, like the old NWA TV title. I don't know why.
Like the one Cody first had where it was like all silver?
Yeah, silver, and it had the red strap.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I like that one.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the one that came right after it, but production issues because of COVID delayed that.
Yeah, it happens. I do like Jack Perry's current iteration of it. All right, back to the task at hand. I'm going to go Danny Garcia.
Oh, I forgot House of Black had a custom trios title as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. See,
which that one it was silver plates and had their logo on it. That was about it.
No. Okay. Like I said, Jason went MJF. I'm going Daniel Garcia on this match.
So yeah, like I said, this one could go either way.
I think this is the last one so far that's going to go either way.
Yeah.
I think the next one's
I can see Garcia winning this.
Yes.
Because the story dictates Garcia. But as we've seen with Hangman Page last year, with him against Strickland, it went Strickland, which story-wise should have been Page.
True.
That's why I'm going MJF.
You're going to go MJF. Okay. Yeah. All right. Not MJF, not NJF.
Which I think this will probably be the start. Well, so it's their first meeting together in a singles match. So the start of like a number of matches between them.
True. Okay. All right. Final match. Our main event for this show. Assuming presumptive main event. It hasn't been announced, but this is the presumptive main event. Singles match for the AEW World Championship. Pretty much if Bryan Danielson loses this match, he will no longer be a full-time competitor, and Jack Perry has essentially killed his career.
Yeah, but that's going to be applied to every title match Danielson has going forward.
Yeah. It's what I mean. He's going to get a Ric Flair-esque run circa 2008 when Ric Flair was, Eric Bischoff comes out, next match you lose, you're forced into retirement.
Yeah.
And that led up to WrestleMania 24 and which I think that was 2008. Because 2009 was WrestleMania 25. Yeah. So
although in this case Danielson's not fully retiring, he's just going to go part-time.
Yeah, he's just going to go part-time.
Assumedly that's how it sounds.
Yeah. So Bryan Danielson defending his title against Jack Perry. Jason goes Danielson.
Ooh.
I will also go Danielson. I think this is a smart booking, smart choice for a match for Danielson, but I don't see Jack Perry doing it.
Yeah, granted, it would set up a rematch between Perry and Darby Allin at Grand Slam because Darby Allin has a guaranteed world title shot at Grand Slam because he won he won a match recently to get that. I forgot. Was it? I don't remember where he won it, but he won a match to get a guaranteed world title match at Grand Slam.
Oh yeah. That.
So there could be a rematch between them, but no, I don't see Danielson losing it yet. So yeah, Danielson. I don't see Perry becoming a double champion.
No, and I had somebody text me this past week and ask me if I thought that Danielson was going to, because he had his talk. We were going to hear from Danielson on Dynamite this past week. I had somebody text me, ask me, do you think he's going to announce his retirement? Like he's done? To which I replied to this person and said, no, I think it's going to go to Wrestle Dream. Yes, he's going to go down to part-time, but who knows how many more matches we got with Danielson.
Yeah.
So no, I don't see it happening. But that is all of our predictions for AEW All Out. I'll go ahead and give the rundown, and then we will close this out and move on to take a break and come back with On This Day in Wrestling History and the main event. TBS Championship match. Mercedes Moné against Hikaru Shida. All three of us went with Moné. AEW International Championship match. Will Ospreay defending his title against Pac. Josh and I both went with Ospreay. Jason went with Pac. Chicago Street Fight. Willow Nightingale taking on Chris Statlander with Stokely Hathaway. Jason and myself went with Statlander. Josh went with Nightingale. Steel cage match. Swerve Strickland against Hangman Adam Page. All three of us went with Adam Page on this one. Singles match. MJF going against Daniel Garcia. Jason and Josh both went with MJF. I'm going with Daniel Garcia. And then finally, your presumptive main event for AEW All Out will be the AEW World Championship match. Pretty much Danielson's full-time status, career versus title match and all of this. He's defending the title against Jack Perry. All three of us go with Danielson.
There could be a wrench thrown in and Christian Cage cashes in his poker chip, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. I don't see that happening. But that is AEW All Out. That is our predictions for this. Like I said, I was a house show transitional champion. Josh is our current champion. He's defending the title.
To make you happy, it makes you a 3-time champion, though.
That's true. That's true. Shortest. I got the shortest reign.
And I'm also now a 3-time.
That's true. Jason. I can't think Jason's still the longest reign.
His sabotage did not work.
No, it didn't. Anywho, we're going to close it out there. When we come back, we will have On This Day in Wrestling History and the main event. Stay tuned.
Once again, here's Hollywood Jeff Petty.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Grill Lounge. I'm your host, Hollywood Jeff Petty, and I'm joined by my co-host, Josh Cole. Bye-bye.
Your champion.
The current Grill Out Predictions heavyweight champion.
Yeah. World champion.
Yes.
That's right, Australia. We see you.
Yes. You know what? I'm glad Australia, even though, not just with AEW, but also with WWE doing a couple of shows down there, I'm kind of glad Australia's getting the recognition they deserve.
I just mean that random viewer we had, or listener that one time we checked.
That's true. And we also had a lot of listeners from Japan at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Please come back. On this day in wrestling history. September 1st, 1979. Pat Patterson, air quotes, wins a tournament in Rio de Janeiro to become the first Intercontinental Champion. As most now know, and WWE cheekily acknowledged, no such tournament ever took place, and Patterson was simply given the new championship.
Yeah, this was billed as a unification match between the North American Championship that Patterson held and the South American Championship, which never existed.
All the things you could do before the internet.
Yeah, and for some reason they just like choosing Rio de Janeiro for these tournaments. It just never happened because that's how the inaugural WWF World Champion was crowned.
Really?
Yeah, that's how Buddy Matthews, in quotations, became champion.
You mean Buddy Rogers?
But yes, Buddy Rogers.
Yeah.
Why did I say Matthews? Whatever.
You're thinking of the House of Black. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's one of those funny wrestling things. Is what this is. That's it's funny because it is sort of it's a tongue in cheek inside joke for wrestling fans.
I guess because the internet wasn't much or really a thing at the time. No one could really fact check Rio de Janeiro.
No, that's true. And maybe they chose Rio de Janeiro because that's the biggest city they could think of in South America.
Yeah.
So. All right, September 1st, 1992, Ric Flair defeated Macho Man Randy Savage to win his second WWF Championship. The match was actually aired 13 days later on Primetime Wrestling in what is thought to be a first for a WWF/E world title change. The original taping of the match was actually halted midway through due to Vince McMahon not being satisfied with the bout. The match was restarted and retaped immediately.
You know the interesting thing? That second that's his second of only 2 WWE championships.
That's great. Yeah, it's crazy.
His 16 quotations. He only has 2 WWE championships on that.
I was gonna say, isn't like he's technically, even though they don't recognize someone, he's technically like a 21?
21, something like. So he's technically like 11-time NWA, but NWA themselves only count 9. WWE says 8.
Maybe it's kind of like how college football used to be. Like there's claimed national champions, then there's unclaimed national champions. Like
and then like in WCW, he's technically 8, but they also say 7, but WWE counts 6. I kind of get that one a little bit because there's like a vacancy to happen, but they don't count the vacancy to happen. And then he's also technically a 2-time WCW International World Champion, which WWE chooses and picks when they want to recognize that. Because like when Rick Rude went into the Hall of Fame, they chose it for him, but they don't recognize it for Flair.
It doesn't make any sense. If it makes sense, don't think too far.
And then of course his 2 WWE titles. I think he might have some random world championship elsewhere, but yeah.
Yeah, it's Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And he is more synonymous with the NWA World Heavyweight title.
Yeah.
So. All right, September 1st, speaking of NWA, Adam Pearce defeated Brent Albright to win the vacant NWA Heavyweight Championship. The belt had been without a champion when TNA broke away from the NWA earlier that summer, and then NWA champion Kurt Angle was declared the first TNA World Champion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's when TNA, and we don't, like, for people that weren't fans around that time or whatever. Yeah, the TNA was sort of a territory for the NWA at one point. They had
basically their only territory.
It kind of was like their only, well, it wasn't their only territory, but it was like their most well-known one. And then eventually, TNA broke off their relationship with NWA. NWA took back pretty much all the titles that they sanctioned for.
I might be wrong. There might be an NWA thing breaking off with them instead of TNA breaking off. Yeah,
it could have been. We don't know the full. I don't know the full story off the top of my head, but there was a break there, and then TNA.
I will say that original TNA World Championship is one of my favorite belt designs.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
It's almost reminiscent to the Winged Eagle. Has the wigglings coming off it a little bit.
Yeah. It is a nice belt.
Yeah.
All right, just to wrap everything up, the main event where we go ahead and we give you a look ahead for this week in professional wrestling. Tell you nationally, internationally, and locally, just to give you your national and international shows. AEW All Out, like what we said, will be this Saturday, September 7th. This Friday, actually, will be the final SmackDown on Fox. Starting next week, they will re-debut on the USA Network, and that's where they will start. They will be on the USA Network from then until either they find another home or they renew their contract with the USA Network.
Probably go to Netflix.
I would say eventually, like once the Peacock deal ends, and they may eventually just try to put everything on Netflix.
Yeah.
But who knows?
As of right now, this USA Network deal for SmackDown, it goes until at least 2029 unless they decide to do something.
I was going to say, I thought it was a 5-year deal that they had.
Yeah.
So, anywho, that will be this Friday will be the final show for SmackDown on Fox. Other than that, pretty much a normal week for professional wrestling on the television. Locally, though, Friday, September 6th, Premier Wrestling League Mid-Atlantic will bring the War Zone to War, West Virginia.
What is it good for?
Exactly. At the town's annual Fall Festival. This is a free show and has a bell time of 7 o'clock. Regatta Pro Wrestling. Regatta Pro is back in action in Charleston, West Virginia, presenting Slam Plaza 3 at the City Center at Slack Plaza in downtown Charleston. This is a free event with a bell time of 6 o'clock. Wrestlers from various West Virginia indie promotions will be involved, including All-Star Wrestling, Appalachian Championship Wrestling, Power Slam Pro, and Pro Wrestling Conquest. The Waynesboro, Pennsylvania-based Voltage Wrestling returns to Martinsburg, West Virginia to present Rumble Rush Rampage. It's Rampage, baby.
Yeah.
Which will be their end of summer spectacular. This will be held at the Bad Habits Bar and Grill with a bell time of 8 o'clock, and ringside is $25. General admission is $20. And it's free for kids 7 and under. On Saturday, September 7th, Combat Championship Wrestling makes its return to action for Uprising at the Barboursville City Park Amphitheater. I can't speak. In Barboursville, West Virginia, with a bell time of 6 o'clock. Premium tickets are $15, which will get you a seat on the pavement around the ring and entranceway. General admission is $10, which will be on the lawn opposite of the entrance. So bring your own chair. BYOC?
If you're getting those general admission tickets.
Yeah, if you're getting the general admission tickets. And kids 5 and under get in free with a paying adult. This event will feature a 7-man over-the-top Rumble Royale for the inaugural Jewel City Championship. And the last one, it's for Saturday. This upcoming Saturday is a promotion that we've only learned about recently, so apologies for not announcing their event sooner. We try to correct accordingly as we go along. But it is for Negative Outlook Wrestling, which is a ringless deathmatch-based promotion in Morgantown, West Virginia. They will present an all-ages show, which will have live music throughout the night with one exhibition match from Negative Outlook. This event will be at 123 Pleasant Street in Morgantown, and the show begins at 8 o'clock. Advance tickets are $15, while it's $20 at the door.
And we're about to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. They just had their 1-year anniversary like about a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're fairly new.
New, kind of like this show.
Yeah.
And just since Josh didn't mention, yes, our 1-year anniversary for this show will be the 3rd.
Yeah.
Will be Tuesday of this week. That is when the first upload of this show came up. Josh and I were on the first show. It was, you can go back and listen to it. It is very different than what we have now.
Yeah.
We were still trying new things at that point. But if you listen to any podcast, any show, they evolve as they get going. And we are going to have some evolutions around here ourselves. So make sure you listen next week. What is it?
It's a mystery.
It is. It's a mystery.
Evolution is a mystery. Full of change you'll never see.
I love that reference. So make sure you listen to the next show. We will have some announcements regarding this show, some changes that we're going to make on the show, and also another project we've been sort of working on a little bit. It's top secret at the moment, so we're not saying right away. Anywho, if you like us, if you like the show, if you're listening to WS 1490 AM WSWW, make sure you go like the Facebook page. It is simply just the Grill Out. You'll see the logo for the for it. I think isn't our cover picture from?
Yeah, it's from Regatta's last event for the regatta.
Yeah,
it's Huff Manning on top rope about to do something to Bishop Baylor.
Exactly. So you can look for that. You'll see all the other shows there and other things. Josh does a awesome job with our social media as he goes ahead and he makes sure he gets all of the information out for local wrestling shows, and we do enjoy the
sometimes some shows might get an announcement that we don't get to make on the show itself. They'll be included on that. So.
Exactly. If you do want to talk to us, you can message us on the Facebook page, or you can also email us, thegrillout95@gmail.com. And until next time,
what is going on with JBL?
He's all over the place. We'll get to that one later on. Until next time, fellow wrestling fans, have a good one.
And good night, back.